Hello, hello. Let's see if he's there. Hey, there's someone. Hey, y'all. Hey, come on in. Hello, hello. I see Daryl. I see Toby. Hey, there's Mr. Brian House. I see him there. There we go. Hey, everyone. All right, let me go ahead and bring our guest up. Welcome, 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 everybody. We are going to be getting started. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Today is a very exciting day. We have a huge treat. I hope you all can see me okay. Let me just make sure you can see me and hear me okay. All right, here we go. Can you guys see me all right? Y'all can hear me okay? Let me move over here. You can hear me a little bit better. Get a little more brightness going on. If you can see me here. Give me 1 second. Here we are. All right. There we go. All right, y'all. So I'm excited. Good. Hey, Linda. I'm excited to have you all on today. My name is Jatasha Harris. I am a pastor of an online church called I Am on Purpose Global Church alongside of my husband, Pastor Frederick Harris. I'm also the owner of a women's empowerment company called the Mommy Juggler. And my husband is a law enforcement detective here in the Raleigh-Durham area. We also belong to a total financial solutions company called MWR Financial. Just about 7 months ago, we partnered with this company, this amazing company, with helping people to totally restore their financial house. We know that, wealth is important. We know that health is important, but they go together. They do not go separate. And so I'm excited today because I'm going to be interviewing the CEO of this amazing company. Our CEO name is Mr. Brian House, phenomenal man of God. This man is an 8-figure earner, which means he has made a lot of money in this industry, but helped a lot of people to do so. He resides in his home and runs this business with his beautiful wife, Kelly Jo, and their beautiful children. He has a great staff, great support team. He is a mentor and coach to so many people all across the United States. Every business that Mr. Brian House has been a part of, that's been connected to, he has helped go to the top. He believes in biblical principles of being the lender and not the borrower. So he makes sure as he builds his business, he follows these principles and he gets these companies to becoming debt free. And I mean, you typically don't have that in a company such as the ones he's been a part of in a short period of time. But what I'm most excited about today is that the company that we're going to be talking about today, the company that he is currently the CEO of, has not even launched yet, y'all. You have to hear what has been happening over the past 18 months with this company. You're not going to be able to hear it. I can't even share this information the way that this gentleman is going to share it with you, because he sees the numbers, he hears what's going on, he sees what's going on out in the field. And I tell you, I mean, we could not have asked for a better leader to share this information that you're getting ready to hear today. But what's exciting is that we are in pre-launch. We're getting ready to launch in August of this year, right out of Charlotte, North Carolina. But he has agreed today to do an exclusive interview with us. He also told me that this is his first interview. This is his first time doing an interview, I should say, on Facebook Live. He has never done a Facebook Live where he has been a guest. So y'all are in for an amazing treat. I mean, I got to spend some time with him a few weeks ago, him and his wife down in Baltimore. Do It First Leaders. They don't just sit behind a desk and push buttons. They go out there, they get in the trenches. And we are having a huge event here in Raleigh, North Carolina on June 1st. And he just decided that he's going to be here at that event. So I'm excited. You guys should be excited. This is a huge, huge treat. And we're going to bring him up to the line right now so he can hear, you can hear, excuse me, I'm excited and nervous at the same time. You can hear what he's getting ready to share, and you can hear the heart, the vision, the passion, and where MWR is going. So let me go ahead and bring him up right now. Brian, I'm going to add you in. All right. Adding you. Ah! So just go ahead and hit that button, and you should be in the broadcast shortly. There he is.
All right.
I see you. I am tickled pink. This is awesome.
Well, listen, I'm excited to be here. And can you see me okay? Because it told me to rotate my phone, so that's what I did. So.
Okay, so move a little bit to your right. Let's see if that works. Because I see you, but you're part of. There we go.
How's that?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
And let me move over. Can you see me and hear me okay?
I can see you great. So you look wonderful today.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So first, I just have to say thank you so much for who you are, for your vision, for your heart. Clearly, you do not have to do what you do. You didn't even have to create this company. You and your family were doing extremely well. You could have just said, "Hey, I'm going to go hang out on the beaches of the world and do whatever I choose to do, and I don't have to bring anybody with me." But that was not what you did. And in result of that, there's so many people, including on this live right now, but sharing all across the world this vision of this company that you have started called MWR Financial. So I know everyone is waiting to hear you, want to hear your heart, want to hear what's happening, why this company even got started. So let's just start with talking about a little bit about, your background and your upbringing to getting us to this point here with MWR.
No, absolutely. I'll be happy to do that. And Jatasha, I've been in business for right now 30 years, and you can tell by all the gray that you see in my beard and my hair, but what hair I have left. But literally, I've been in the financial solutions industry during that whole time. I've owned multiple companies that I've been blessed to experience a tremendous amount of success with. That, like you said, I don't have to do this. This is something my wife and I were very passionate about. It was something we believed was needed. And you mentioned something that's really important to me, and you know this about me. I respect all people's faith, but I know who I am and whose I am, which I think is important. And this was something that when we looked around and we saw what the challenges were that people were experiencing the most, it all revolved around finances. And I'm not just talking about their bank account. I'm talking about their personal lives. Even when I've spoken to multiple pastors across the country and my own pastor, when I've seen, just the struggles that people are dealing with, and then you kind of look at and see the statistics that are out there, it's obvious that the biggest challenge in people's lives all revolve around money. And it's not in a lot of cases that they don't have enough money. It's just they don't know the right things to do with what they have, or how to do the right things with what they have. And so we wanted to put together a program that was based on stewardship, helping people become better stewards of their money, doing the right things financially, and at the same time, remedying the challenges that have been created by a system that most people have been taught to follow all their lives. And we all know what that is. It's the old get a good education, get a good job, Then we end up giving up 1/3 of our income to the government just to cover taxes. Then because we overpay on our taxes, we end up using credit to make up the difference and finance a lifestyle. Then once we use credit, we end up burying ourselves in debt, using another 1/3 of our income just to service the banks. Then once you've done that, you have about 1/3 left over that you're supposed to use to cover all your normal living expenses and be able to save or invest for retirement. And the reality is that that system does not work for the masses. As a matter of fact, the statistics don't lie. You know, when you look at 78% of the population is living paycheck to paycheck, highest percentage in history. People are going backwards, not forward. When you look at over 80% of people struggle with credit challenges. You look at 90% of people carry a debt service. And over half of the American population has less than $5,000 saved at age 65, meaning that retirement is a thing of the past. It's something that most people will never be able to achieve. And in reality, they won't be able to achieve it if they stay following that path. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a better way and create a way that could remedy the challenges that they're already facing, put more money in their pocket, show them the right things to do with it, and then be able to give them the opportunity to control the outcome, control the end result. When they wanted that to happen, where they wanted, how they wanted that to happen, how much they wanted when, you know, they decided that their working days were over. And we've done it. We've done that, and obviously I think that contributes to our success, what we're seeing happening.
Powerful. Wow. Wow. You said a lot in a mouthful, and it's the truth. It really is the truth. I can definitely attest to that. That was the way that I thought we were supposed to do things. Yeah. But my question for you is, because a lot of people, they don't learn what you know in school. So how did you learn these things? How did you know what to do and how to do it?
Well, here's the bad part, Jatasha. I was just like everybody else. I'm a small town farm boy from a place called Falmouth, Kentucky. And the reality was, until I actually made my first $1 million, I didn't know about money either. I was doing the wrong things with it too. But unfortunately, in this country, unless you have money, you typically don't learn about money. Okay? Mm-hmm. But it's the people that don't have a lot of money that need that knowledge the most. And so I was in that situation. You know, my family's done, you know, very well. My father's a hard worker. He was vice president of an engineering firm. You know, I started working in that engineering firm, and very quickly on, I realized that I did not want to work for somebody else. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to make my own decisions. I didn't want to be limited.
I don't know if you can hear us, Brian, but you froze up on us a little bit. He may have gotten a phone call. Give him 1 second to come back. Can everyone see me and hear me still? I just want to make sure. There you go.
Okay. Sorry about that. My phone rang, and I didn't know how that affected this, but that's what happened. Okay. But that may happen again because it rings a lot. But where was I at, Jatasha? I've done forgot. So I didn't know about money. I didn't know about money either. But as I, you know, started doing better financially, as I started accumulating more income, more revenue into our household, and it started opening up options. I moved to a country club on the golf course, and then I was around people that, you know, had money. And because I was around people that had money, I started hearing and realizing that there were things that I just didn't know. And so what I did is I started surrounding my Toby. I got it. My phone. Toby's telling me my phone froze. And here's another one. But at the same time, I ended up being around people that had money. I surrounded myself with experts. And that was one thing that I realized was extremely important. I could go out and try to gain all the financial knowledge that I wanted to, but in reality, I was never going to be a CPA. I was never going to be an enrolled agent with the IRS. I was never going to be a certified financial planner. I was never going to be a licensed agent. All these things that money revolves around, or that makes it work correctly, are known by different experts. Okay. And the average consumer was never going to go out and get a complete financial education. They might get bits and pieces of it, but they're never going to get the total package. And so that's why when we put MWR Financial together, we said, you know what, we don't want to just educate people, because I'm big on education and literacy when it comes to finances. We wanted to actually put systems, strategies, and experts in place that actually did the work for our client, and which has been the best thing we could have ever done, because while they're
He's a busy man. He's getting another phone call, so thank y'all for
another phone call. Sorry about that. But while we're getting them results, they're learning how to become better stewards of their money. And so when I talk about education, our education is through actual application, meaning that you're getting it done and then you're learning through the process, but you're also getting the results. So it eliminates that time delay of you having to get the knowledge and then go apply it. We did the reverse. We said, let's apply it, and then you learn while we're applying it, why we applied it, how we applied it, what that application is doing for you. That, to me, was the best way to educate people, is through application.
Powerful. That's wonderful. That's exactly what it's about. And I'm so grateful again to you for thinking about the masses, right? Because you could have just said, hey, I'll stick with those experts or those mentors or those coaches that you surrounded yourself with, and that would have been it. But you reach back. And I think that has a lot to do with your faith. You talk about that, which I love, you being a CEO. You don't hide that. Why is that important for you?
Well, it's very important. It's probably it is the most important thing in my life. And, when we started this business, we wanted to do it based off of biblical principles, which, again, it doesn't matter what your faith is. Those biblical principles apply to everybody. So it doesn't matter what your faith is. If you want to be successful, if you look at what Scripture says about money, which money is talked about in Scripture, the second most topic. I think it's mentioned over 800 times in Scripture. And, obviously, our business is not based around, loving money, because we know the love of money is the root of all evil. But it's also a means to an end. And it's something that we're required to have. And my thought process was, I tell this all the time. I actually went to school. I was going to go into youth ministry. I was going to be a youth minister, and not that there's anything wrong with youth ministry. Sorry, did it again.
That's okay. That's all right. We understand.
Yeah, not that there's anything wrong with youth ministry, because I think that's a very honorable profession, but I realized early on that I could do a lot more to further the kingdom if I actually made some money, because Scripture also talks about money is the answer to all things. And so, and I don't believe you take bits and pieces of Scripture to make things work the way you want them to. You got to take the Bible as a whole. And but at the same time, when you look at the challenges, you look at what's happening around this country, you look at, the leading cause of child abuse, spousal abuse, divorce in America revolves around money. The leading cause of stress-related illnesses revolves around financial challenges in the household. So it stems back to more than just one thing. So it was a way to help people, but from a scriptural perspective, and because of my beliefs, it was the right way to do it. That was the thing. It was the right way to do it. It wasn't just a way. It was the way to handle it. And so that's what we wanted to be able to provide.
Wonderful. I love it. Yes, I'm 100% agreement with you. And again, it's Scripture and Bible and stuff are taken out of a lot of things, but as you mentioned, it is the way. It's the way, and it's a standard. That way you can have what it is that you want in life, and you can keep it and sustain it by following those principles. So thank you for staying true to who you are.
Well, thank you.
So let's talk about these services, these amazing services that you have so many people restoring in their hope again, with being able to go from rentership to home ownership, more income in the household. For us, my husband was working so much that we needed some extra income to come in without us having to do anything extra. And because of your program, we have able to put a couple of $100s back in our household without Fred having to go out and do those extra hours anymore. So I thank you for that. But tell us a little bit about, let's start with, I like to go around bases. Let's start with base one, which is the instant pay raise program. Where did that come from? What can that do? Let people know how that started and what that can do for us.
Well, first of all, let me say this, and I went through all the statistics. I went through the system that most people have been taught to follow. So the first place that we felt like we needed to address, and I'll say this first of all, in order to help anyone get to where they want to be, you first have to be able to help them right where they are. And so the masses have, again, bought into a system that has them overpaying on their taxes. See, we think a refund is a good thing. That's what we've always been taught. Oh, I can't wait till, I get my tax refund back. But the reality is you should be getting that refund every single month. You shouldn't be giving it away to the government, letting them use your money all year long, and then having to finance a lifestyle or use credit to make up the difference and bury yourself in debt. That's not how it should work. And financially astute or literate people don't do that. They just don't do that. It's the financially illiterate or people that don't know better that do that. Okay? So we wanted to remedy that challenge first. Help people stop overpaying on their taxes through our instant pay raise strategy. Give them instant gratification, meaning that by plugging into our program, they could see a way as a W-2 employee, they could see how they could actually own a business and have all these experts and strategies. And we created the cash flow for them out of just one of our strategies that would allow them to be in a business that actually pays for itself, which is very unique. It separates us from anybody else in the industry, because when you can add an average of, which our average is typically $300 to $600 or more in an instant pay raise, something that people can see on their very next paycheck. When they plug into our program, they provide their pay stubs and a copy of their tax returns to our experts. Our experts analyze them, provide them with a corrected W-4. They take that back to their employer, and they start seeing that money on their very next paycheck. We've just created more cash flow for them than what it costs, or at least in most cases enough to cover the cost where they're not having to come out of pocket. One of the biggest challenges of getting into any business is I love what I see, but I don't have the money right now. Well, we already know we're dealing with a population that doesn't have the cash flow. So we got to create that for them. So that's why that instant pay raise is there. So that's one piece of it. The next piece is through business ownership, we're able to help them keep even more of their hard-earned money. So we help them stop overpaying, number one. And number two, we help them use the home-based business tax laws, our experts do, to help them keep more of their hard-earned money, okay, and increase that savings. So that's number one. That's base number one, I guess.
Yes, you did a great job explaining that.
Well,
that is exactly what we've experienced. So we're telling you all from our experience. He's telling you what the program does. We're telling you we're recipients of the program, and that's exactly what it's been doing for us and so many other people we're connected to. All right, let's go to base number two. I love this part, the credit restoration part. Now, I want to spend some time there because I've heard a lot of people say to me, oh, I have a credit company, or oh, I can do that, or I know about credit and whatever. But I call you literally like the Lamborghini of the credit industry, because I I know you have owned the credit part of the program for over 20 years, and you made it so nice to where people don't have to do anything but submit their credit report one time into the system. Tell us how that happened, how that came about, and why it's important that people really plug in to this part of the program.
Well, I can tell you,
He's getting a
And
call. Stay
again, I
tuned.
apologize about the phone calls and text messages and all that. But again, that's where I started at in the industry, is in the credit restoration industry. But I'm gonna put a disclaimer in here before I go any further, and that's this: that the reason that we migrated into a complete financial solutions company is because we realized that if we just help people resolve past credit challenges, but we didn't provide them with all of the other tools that were necessary to do the right things financially, they would go out and repeat history. They would go out and mess up their credit history again, okay?
Yeah.
Because they just didn't have the knowledge. So all we did was create a Band-Aid for them. It wasn't a real solution. It was just a Band-Aid. So if all you do is help somebody restore their credit, then maybe some of them, our experience is not a lot, but maybe some of them will continue and not make the same mistake again. But the reality is most do. And so that's why it was important to put this with a complete financial solutions program. Now, like you said, I've owned that business. It started out as QCS Inc. or Quality Credit Services. It then migrated and became Credit Tracks. It's now what you see as Credit Max. So it's been around for a very long time. We've literally serviced over 100,000 consumers with that program, spotless record with the Better Business Bureau. But one of the things that makes us unique is that we do it in compliance with the laws that are put into place. Our job is not to help people beat the system. That's not what we're here for. Our job is to help people exercise their rights under the laws that have been put into place to protect them against inaccurate, misleading, outdated, obsolete credit reporting that is so prevalent. Okay, that's a lot of information for the bureaus to keep up with, and there are a lot of things that we do that help people eliminate a lot of the negative information contained on their credit file just by utilizing the law. And in those laws, specifically the Fair Credit Reporting Act, as well as the Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act, there's a provision in there that says any information contained on a consumer's credit file that's not 100% accurate, anything that's misleading, outdated, obsolete, or that can no longer be verified within a reasonable amount of time, which is approximately 30 working days, not 30 days, 30 working days, not weekends. They don't count that or holidays. Then that information has to be corrected or deleted. Well, our responsibility is put the burden of proof back on the creditor and the credit reporting agencies to verify the information that they're reporting about that consumer or that client, okay? And we've developed this process over 28 years. It's evolved when things change in the industry. But one of the things we're the most proud of is that we're the only company I know of, which was at the time a very scary thing, but it was the best thing that could have ever happened to us. We're the only company I know of that has ever had a federal judge, Judge Joseph M. Hood out of Michigan Federal Court, that actually signed off as to our compliance to the Credit Repair Organizations Act, the actual federal law that governs our industry in regards to our process and our contracting, which was a very big deal because when that law was initiated, it was to eliminate a lot of companies out there that were doing credit restoration. Fortunately, at that time, I had 13 offices throughout the United States. That was my livelihood. That's what I did. And so I hired a company called Greenbaum, Dole, and McDonald to make sure that we reviewed all of our, which is a big law firm, national law firm, to make sure that we complied with that law, which we did. And it's a very hard law to comply with, but we did that. And so that's kind of our claim to fame, as well as our results. And I think that's the most important part. Average consumer typically, depending on where they start at, typically experiences a credit score increase of anywhere between 50 to 150 points, and usually anywhere between a 2 to 8 month period of time. So it's not a overnight process, but it beats the heck out of 7 to 10 years, and it's the best way to get you back on track. Plus, we help with credit rebuilding, helping people establish or reestablish their credit history. and man, I'm going into a lot of detail on this. I don't know if you want all this information, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's a very comprehensive program that is designed to get people back into the best shape possible. And my last disclaimer is this: our program is not about credit, and I'm going to tell you why. Our program, that's a piece of the puzzle, okay? And there are things that credit is very important for. You mentioned one of them, being able to buy a home, making sure you're getting the lowest down payment, the lowest interest rates, because that's one of the biggest expenses you're ever going to have. And most people aren't going to practice delayed gratification when it comes to buying a home, okay? And that's fine. I get that. But I'm not a big advocate of using credit. Our program is all about eliminating dependency on the credit and banking system. And credit is a piece that we need because it affects your insurance premiums, your car insurance, your homeowner's insurance premiums, your abilities to obtain certain types of employment, interest rates, down payments, all the things that I just talked about. But if you use credit to finance a lifestyle, if that's what you're doing, if you're using credit cards, anything else, then you will live a life of poverty. And it's just the reality of it. As long as you are paying interest, that is money you cannot save, invest, or pay yourself. Our job is help you lower the existing expenses you have. Refinance that home once we help you. Okay? Refinance that car. Lower your credit card interest rate so you can start applying more money towards principal to get rid of those debts. And then we'll talk here in a minute about what the ultimate goal is, which is to help people become their own bank.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes, I love it. I can hear you all keep going all over again. Especially when you got to the Credit Reporting Act and you started going off on the law stuff. I'm like, man, you know this stuff. I love it.
I
So
better.
yes,
I better know it,
that,
Jatasha. I've been doing this a while, so.
that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's awesome. So we're going to move on to base number 3, as we know, is our Equity Max program. Tell us about that program, because for those who now are in a home and have other debts and things like that, this program is unbelievable, especially not having to change your existing way that you make payments, but just the strategy you all put in place. So tell us how that works.
Yeah. It's a debt roll down program. Equity Max is a debt elimination or debt roll down program. And I'll give you kind of a brief overview. It's a system that you can plug all your debts into, and it's a proprietary system. It's one that we developed that is a little unique. It's not like every system out there. You don't have to go refinance your home or get a HELOC or do any of these things that some programs tell you need to do. You can plug all your debts in, your mortgage, car loans, credit cards, personal loans, student loans, every debt you have can be plugged into our Equity Max system. And we're going to give you a plan of action every single month that shows you how to pay off all those debts in about a third to half of the time, or even less in some cases, without having to spend one dime more than what you're spending right now. What that can do is it can potentially save you years and even decades off the time and debt, but more importantly, it can potentially save you tens and sorry about that. It can potentially help you save tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest. Money you can now do something wise with financially for you and your family instead of continuing to make your creditors wealthy. Okay, so that was the premise of that program. And I'm going to back up just real quick because I'm going to go back to what creates debt, which is credit, right?
Yeah.
So if we finance the lifestyle, which most people have, okay, because they're making up the difference of what they've given away, and we finance that lifestyle, now we need to help provide them with a way to accelerate that debt payoff so they can start bringing that money back into their home, okay? Yeah. And so when I say that, I'll say this. Credit is the pathway to debt. Debt is the pathway to poverty. Okay, so I'll say those two things because they work together. All of this program works together. If you have one piece of it, but you don't have all of it, then you could be making a serious mistake. That's why it all ties together and works together.
That's powerful. I love that. I was writing that down. That's a hashtag.
So,
It really, somebody needs to post that, put that in there. Credit
uh,
is a pathway to debt. Debt is the pathway to poverty. It's true.
yeah,
It is so true. And I'm sure most of us on this live have been down that road before. But we're
yes.
so grateful for people like you and others who've created programs that can help restore our life.
Well,
All
thank you.
right, let's bring it on home to
Okay.
our Wealth Max. This is home base, y'all. We're going around those
Sure.
bases. Wealth Max program, which, by the way, my husband and I just got approved for that about 2 months ago, and we are on our way now. We're in the top what, Brian? The top what percent now?
The top 6%.
Top
Yeah.
6%. So you're going to hear about what Wealth Max does for this, what this program does for us using the Wealth Max.
Yeah. Well, on Wealth Max, that was kind of the final piece of the puzzle for us, because a lot of programs out there are great and they help you with the front end piece, but they don't provide you with what we believe is the best ways to save, grow, and protect your money. And that's what our private reserve account does with Wealth Max. We have two different strategies in Wealth Max. We have what we call our self-banking private reserve account, and then we have our land banking, which is real estate investing, land ownership, and I'll kind of briefly cover both of those. But our self-banking formula, when you look around, we wanted to provide the best way for people to save, grow, and protect their money tax-free with no risk of loss. And that's exactly what our private reserve account does. It gives them living and death benefits, but it also does something very unique, and it allows them to be able to become their own bank, okay? And I'm going to expand on that probably more than anything. The returns on it are phenomenal. Literally, we have people that it's beating their 401k by 8, 9, 10 times what their 401k. You hear Gerald all the time. He's such an advocate, and we'll see him in Raleigh here on the 1st. But it took him from 25 years being able to retire down to 10, and then he's accelerated that process by building a business here and with MWR Financial, so which is all great. But and that's just one story. Okay, there are a ton of stories about our PRA, but one of the things that I loved about it is that you got to capitalize on market gains without ever having to participate in the losses. So when the market goes up, your money grows. But when the market starts to tank, unlike a 401k, your money stays right where it is. So you can't lose money, which I think is extremely important, because there's so many things out here that catch people's attention, like Forex trading and stock market trading and cryptocurrencies and all these things. And depending on what your risk levels are, your risk tolerance levels are, maybe those things are for you. But we wanted to be able to provide a way that was the best way. It's the way the wealthiest people in the world save, grow, and protect their money. Okay? Literally, you mentioned it just a second ago. Only about 6% of the population has a private reserve account or even knows about a private reserve account. Out of that 6%, over 97% of them make over $250,000 a year in income. Why do you think they have their money in a private reserve account?
They can't lose.
It's because that's where wealthy people know to put their money.
Right.
So if it's good enough for them, we believe it's good enough for everybody. And it is. But the problem is the average person that makes 30, 40, 50, 60,000 a year is never going to hear about that. Just the same as I never heard about it until I had money. Because nobody ever markets to the guy getting by. They market to the people that have money. They share this with the people that have money. What we've done is we've said, we're going to open that up to everybody. You can have access to it. It's just nobody ever shares it with you. So we're going to change that because you need it just as much as the guy making $250,000 or more a year. You need it more. You need it more. Okay? And so that was that. Now, the self-banking side of it, I'll just say this, and I love this, because when I talk about us eliminating dependency on the credit and banking system, that's exactly what our private reserve account allows you to be able to do. Because when you start funding, which you can start with as little as $100 a month, you know, building up a PRA account. But when you start funding your private reserve account and you start building that up, it puts you into a position to where you have the ability now to borrow from yourself. Now, here's the amazing part about it. If you don't get anything else I say about our private reserve account, this is the most powerful piece about it. We can talk to people about retirement all we want to, but it's about now for most people. How can this benefit me now? Okay. Well, with our self-banking feature, as you fund your PRA, as it accumulates in value, you can then borrow from yourself. So let's say you needed to go borrow money to buy a car, and you had $50,000 in your PRA account, and you said, I'm going to pull out $30,000 and I'm going to go buy that car. Well, you can set up your own loan terms to pay yourself back that $30,000. But here's the exciting part. This is the exciting part. That $30,000 that you borrowed of your own money that you didn't have to qualify for, you didn't have to fill out an application, they didn't have to check your credit score, okay? They didn't care how long you were on your job. None of that stuff, none of it mattered because you're your own bank. But when you borrowed that $30,000 out, your account still continues to earn interest as if that $30,000 never left your account, which is the same strategy that has been used by banks for years or decades. It's called arbitrage. And I don't want to get technical on you, but, you know, arbitrage is one of the most powerful pieces or powerful financial tools that you can have in your arsenal. Okay, because when you borrow from yourself and that money left the account, but you're still earning those stock market gains on the $50,000, not the $20,000 remaining. You took that $30,000 out of the 50. You're paying yourself back on your own loan terms, and it's still earning money. I don't know about you, but that was the most powerful concept I'd ever seen. And when I found out about that myself years and years and years ago, thank goodness, guys, I'm going to tell you, that is what will my family, my children's children's children will have. I will leave a legacy because of what that does for us. Okay, and so, man, I just went way overboard.
No, that was, I felt that thing. I felt you sharing that, and I get excited. I know it, but I'm excited all over again, just hearing you say
it's
that.
powerful. It is so powerful. I mean, I can't even put it into words, because when people grasp that concept and they participate in it, and you have experts doing it for you, you're not having to figure this out. And they do it in your best interest. They take on a fiduciary responsibility, meaning they structure a plan that is tailored for you. That's best for you, not them, not for a commission. They're not structuring a plan that's going to pay them the most. They're structuring the plan that is best for you. I love it. I just love that concept. So it's a game changer.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
It is. Thank you so much for going deep into that so people can fully understand what that is, what it means, and can feel and see your passion behind it. It works, guys. I'm telling you, it works. We're seeing it. We got our structure, and it's true.
Yeah.
All right.
And I didn't touch on it, Jatasha, but land banking, and I'll be real quick. It's where you have the ability to be able to buy land. Our experts have located pieces of property. Most of them are in California. Almost all of them are in California, and which is here's how it works. You're able to buy land 20 to 40% below market value to begin with, meaning you're already in a profit situation. Okay, so that's a big plus, because of markets turn, which we've seen that happen before in 2008. Even if there's a loss, you still stand not to lose money because you're already in a profit situation. Okay, 20 to 40% or more below market value in the path of growth. In the path of growth. So these properties have been identified as properties that are in the path of what is getting ready to happen. Transportation being brought through, malls, strip centers, strip malls. I mean, all of these big industrial expansions, aerospace technology, things that we know are coming, okay, that will be in the path of that growth, that you can actually, and that program averages, and I got to say this, past performance does not guarantee future results, but that program is averaging about 24, a little over 24% in annual returns. Now imagine this. Imagine having a private reserve account with 50,000 in it, then taking 30,000 out of your private reserve account and being able to buy land. You're making 24% over here. You're making the interest on your money over here in your private reserve account, and you're paying yourself back. You've now just doubled or tripled your investment earnings and compounded it. This is what we do. When we say we make wealth real, that's what we're doing. But it's a realistic way to do it. No pie in the sky, no hype. You know, this is something that's been around for decades. You know, wealthy people have used it for decades. It's just most people have not ever known about it. So that's what we do, Jatasha.
Man. Oh man, and it's wonderful. Again, I know I'm speaking for everyone that's watching. You could not have created a more genius program. Really, this program it is a total financial solutions program, and it helps everyone. And I'm glad that we're talking about this because, you know, some people are, I'm sure, asking the question that I asked when I first got started: how much is all of this, right? Who can afford this? I mean, we know what if you hire a CPA on average, they're going anywhere from $250 to $500 an hour. Any professional who has expertise and that can help you, attorneys, are in that $500 ballpark, retainers, things like that. For a program like that, at minimum, I would say this should be about $500 or more a month. But tell us actually what it costs to get access to the service and who gets access to the service.
Well, now that you say that, I feel like we ought to up the price. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, that was the point in doing this. See, one thing I knew, and I've learned over the years, and that I understand the concept of, is bundling. And whenever we can bring multiple services into a membership like this, then it allows us to be able to still be able to pay vendors that handle these services, our experts, very, very well. So they still reward because they make a small portion off of each membership that we have. But it also allows us to be able to keep costs down for the end consumer. And I was fortunate to have some great relationships with experts that trusted me, thank goodness, and had faith in me, and which I'm eternally grateful for. That they did that. So guys, you all give me all kinds of credit. I can tell you, there are a lot of people behind the scenes here that none of this would have been possible if it hadn't been for their commitment as well. But at the same time, you know, you can get access to all of this for $79.97 a month. And that includes both you and your spouse. So in one membership, because we realized whenever two are joined, they become one. So we wanted to make it to where, you know, both a husband and wife could participate in one membership without them having to pay separately, which is how most programs work. Then on top of that, there's no contracts. Our philosophy was that if we do what we say we're going to do and we keep adding value to your life, you'll want to be a member for the rest of your life. So as long as we do what we're supposed to do, then you know, we know we're gonna keep you as a customer, and I think that's important. So
that is very important, and that price point is unheard of. I mean, $79.97. You can't even go to the movies and get something to eat for that. And
yep.
for the price of this monthly, people love going to the movies and other things each month. But for this here, you're changing your financial future, but the people that are connected and attached to you and your children's children, as you mentioned. So
and I'm gonna add one thing, Jatasha, because we covered the instant pay raise, but there's another piece to our program that is ongoing that I think is extremely important, and that's our Money Max Ask an Expert program, and to where you have unlimited consultations. You have the ability to ask any financial question you want, because again, we don't want you to just use the program and go out and think, okay, I've got it. I've got it, because I promise you, every month, every year, every 2 months, whatever it is, you are going to have things that are going to happen in your life that are going to impact your finances, and you need experts to be able to consult with that have your best interest at heart. Okay? And I cannot reiterate that enough. The ability to be able to communicate with a licensed agent, with a CPA, with a certified financial planner, with an enrolled agent with the IRS, and be able to get any financial question you have answered and answered correctly is priceless. It's priceless. Natasha, you talked about it. CPAs, typically where I'm at, they average about $200 to $300 an hour. Okay? You've got unlimited access to them for $79.97 a month, which is, again, I probably should raise the price, but I'm not going to.
No.
So.
But even if you did, we still couldn't lose, because as you talked about on First Base with the Instant Pay Raise program, just going to that website, myinstantpayraise.com, which I would definitely want you to talk about that. But if anybody goes to myinstantpayraise.com, somebody can put that in the broadcast, you'll be able to see, like Fred and I did, where we were getting back more than the $79.97 in our paycheck. So really, in my mind, I'm like, this program is free.
Right.
You can't beat that, because Fred is getting back money that he wasn't getting anyway, right? And we're paying $79.97 to experts who are guiding us, advising us, and giving us a plan on how to reduce our debt, increase our credit, and become our private bank so we can fund our future and our children's future. I mean, you cannot beat that. So tell us about that myinstantpayraise.com site and how that works, because that's another program or website that's genius that you created.
Thanks. Well, I'll be brief on it, but it was a way to where we wanted to be able to prove it first. And meaning, it's one thing as a company to be able to say, oh, we can help you save more money than, or help you, put more money back in your pocket than what it costs every single month. We wanted to be able to prove it first. So we put together myinstantpayraise.com, where they can see the advantages of not just what the membership will do, but also our opportunity, being in business for themselves, having a home-based business, how that can help them reduce their tax liability and put more money back into their household. And so they can fill out just simple, like you said, you gave them the information. There's a lady that walks out and she explains it as well. But they can plug in just little things like how much, how many miles do you drive every single month? How much do you pay for your cell phone? How much do you pay for internet? Do you have children between the ages of 7 and 17? Do you take vacations? Do you have medical expenses? There's 7 questions on there that you can answer those 7 questions, and it's going to give you an estimated amount of how much our program can put back in your pocket every single month, starting with your very next paycheck. So you can get a ballpark idea of just how much this program can put back in your pocket before you ever even get started. And which I love that we prove it first, and qualify people. Let's qualify you. And one of the things I'll say too, our target market is everybody. Because there's not really anybody in the population that we can't help, but right. We've established a target market. There's over 150 million W-2 employees out there right now that are overpaying on their taxes because they don't know the advantages of home-based business ownership, and they don't have the experts. They don't have the tools to help them keep the proper records, which we provide all of that through our program, and they don't have a business. So they miss out on the number one tax write-off that our tax code provides, which is being a home-based business owner.
That's absolutely right. That is so right. And we know tax laws are written for business owners, not really written for employees. So it is very important, which is a great segue into what we're getting ready to talk about next. But before we do that, I wanted to just also tell you what else he implemented in here that we didn't talk about. Is he said, well, the gentleman who introduced this program to me asked me a great question. He said, Natasha, are you going to share this program? Would you share this with other people? I said, absolutely. He said, you think you would share this with at least 3 people? Do you have 3 people on your phone? I said, oh, yes, I do. If this program works and we see the results, we're going to share it. So he said, well, the company implemented a 3 and free program. I get excited every time I talk about it, but I'm going to ask Mr. Brian House to share how that, first of all, you didn't even have to do that, but you did. You're making this thing like so people have no excuse as to why they cannot change the trajectory of their life. Tell us about the 3 and free program, Mr. House.
Yeah, the 3 and free is basically even as a customer, you don't have to be what we refer to as a financial director or representative with our company, but even as a customer, if you refer 3 other customers, you have a referral link in our membership that you can access to send to anybody. But if you refer 3 other customers, for as long as they remain active, those 3 customers, your membership is absolutely free. So we waived that $79.97 because you helped us introduce this to 3 additional people. And so it's a powerful piece of what we do, giving people the opportunity to have access to this at no cost to them.
No cost.
Yeah.
No excuse. That's what I actually call it, the 3 and free no excuse program.
There you go. There you go. Yep.
No excuses. So the last part that was asked to me and so many others was if you think you're going to share this with more than 3 people, if you're a person who loves to see other people win, if you're a person who wants to make some extra income into your household without having to really change much of what you're doing, not stopping your job and your business, would you be open to looking at this opportunity? As I mentioned earlier, we're in pre-launch. We're getting ready to start and launch this program in August. But for the past 18 months, we have been going around testing it out, giving people access to this program to see how it's working for them, to build up those testimonials so you all in the field can actually see and hear from real life people of what Mr. Brian House is talking about. So the last piece I want to ask you to talk about is you opened this company up so other people can profit share in here with you. Tell us a little bit about that part of the program.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this before I do that. Jatasha, I love what we do with our membership. I do. But to me, the most powerful piece of our program is our opportunity. And because that is the piece that literally puts you in control. If you have a job or if you're working for somebody else, typically your income's fixed. And I'm a big believer that making more money can also solve a majority of people's financial problems. Okay. And the great thing about what we have here is that, people can do it part-time. They can do it full-time. They can, they can choose how they want to build our business. But if they're willing to go out there and share our program with a few other people, they can make significant incomes. And I'm going to just touch on a few of our income streams really quickly. One, if you refer customers, as a financial director, you become what we refer to as a qualified financial director. You can do that for $228.97, which is unbelievable to be able to start a business at. That includes your membership. That's included in that, the $79.97. You're going to pay a one-time $99 setup fee, which will set up your business in our system and stuff. And then you've got $40 monthly that you'll pay to give you access to your biz center, your website, marketing sites, capture systems, training tools, marketing.
Oh, wait, you must have got a call.
Yeah, pretty much anything you need to build your business. And then $10 is a one-time fee that gives you your commission card. So we give you a Visa, a MasterCard commission card that you can use to get paid commissions on. But when you share our membership with anybody, you make $40 for every customer you personally enroll. Okay. When you get 3 customers, even as a financial director, if you have your own membership, then your membership is free. It's not just a referral program for customers, it's for financial directors. So you can do that. So you made 40, 40, and 40. On your 4th customer on, if you continue referring customers, you earn $40 and then a $10 monthly residual income.
Wow. That is so powerful.
For as long as they remain active. Then when your customers refer customers, you're also going to make those same $40 referrals on their customers and their customers and their customers. So your customers can actually help you build your business. One of the things that excites us, so many people the most is our daily pay, or our daily guarantee, excuse me, daily guaranteed income. And I always say it's one thing to earn an income, it's another thing to earn a guaranteed income. Okay, and so with our guaranteed income, by introducing 3 qualified financial directors to MWR Financial, 3 business partners, people that want to partner with you in business, and 1 outside customer, you qualify for our daily guaranteed income, which means you would now be earning an additional $5 per day, which is equal to $150 per month. Okay. Now that just eliminated your $119.97 for your $79.97 and your $40 biz center. That's your monthly expense. If you referred 3 customers, that's gone. If you got an instant pay raise of $120 or more, that cost is gone. All those things are gone. Okay, by just doing one or a few of these things. Okay, or one or any of these things. And so that's extremely important. But when those 3 share it with 3 others, and you have a team of 12, you now increase that to $20 a day or $600 a month in guaranteed income. Now you put that with a $300 to $600 instant pay raise. You're now looking at helping people put an extra $1,000 in their pocket with just 12 people on their team and an instant pay raise. That's unheard of in this industry. Okay? Yeah. And then I'll take it one step further. And I'm not going to go through every section of our compensation plan, but the reason we did that is to make it to where everybody can get access to extra money quickly. Everybody. Doesn't matter if you've ever done this business, if you ever owned a business, doesn't matter. Okay? Because with our system that we have in place, you follow that system and you can't help but get to this point. Okay? But here's what I'm going to tell you. We put together also what we refer to as our 6-figure guaranteed income strategy. 6 figures. Because I know 6-figure income, that motivates people. That excites people. That allows most people on this line to be able to say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Boss, I'm not coming in anymore. Bye-bye. I'm done. Okay? But let's say you took it upon yourself and you introduced 12 people. Whether you did that over the next month or you did it over the next year or 2 years, you build at your own pace. Okay? But let's say you introduced 12 people to this program that wanted to partner with you in business. And those 12 people averaged 5 people each. Not 12 each, but 5 people each. And those 5 people averaged 3 people each. And those 3 averaged 2 people each. That would give you a team of 612 people. 612 people on your team. With as few as 584 people in our program. 584 people. And again, you can do this at whatever pace you want to do it. Okay? Jatasha, you know we just gave away our first millionaire residual club earner ring in April to Terrence Hawkins, our top money earner, and Jatasha's on his team, as well as Jatasha's sponsor Jonathan Seigler, who is a phenomenal leader as well. These great people, but they're all on track to get to this and are on their way to making it happen. But what I will tell you is that 12-5-3-2 scenario that I just gave you, that would create $6,000 a month in daily guaranteed income, $2,500 a month in our presidential bonuses, and on top of that, you would qualify for a $3,000 monthly luxury vehicle or home bonus. Luxury vehicle. That's $11,500 per month. $11,500 per month, or $138,000 per year. 12-5-3-2. It's that easy. And I'm not saying it's easy, meaning you don't have to do anything. Okay? This is a business. You have to run it like a business. And you have to be willing to share it with other people. But, when you look at our testimonies, you look at what's happening with this company, you look at the fact that in the last 5.5 months, we have doubled the size of our company twice in the last 5.5 months. That doesn't happen unless you're doing something right. And I believe we are. I believe we're doing something absolutely right. And so, Jatasha, I don't know if that's what you needed, huh? But and I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to speed this up because I have a 3:30 that I'm already late for. But
Oh,
you know, so but
okay. What time is it right now? Is it 3:30 already?
3:35.
Oh gosh, we thank you so much. We're not going to hold you any longer.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I truly appreciate you. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to see you on June 1st. June 1st, we'll be here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And then in August, we'll be in Charlotte for the official launch. Again, on behalf of everyone, I want to say thank you for taking out the time to share. And go ahead. I see you want to ask a question.
No, I just wanted to say, guys, for any of you that are watching this, if you're connected with Jatasha and Freddie, phenomenal people, phenomenal leaders in this company, but also look at the people that have commented down here. There, and guys, I highly recommend any of you that commented down, be sure to put down where you live at, what city and state you're in. And for anybody that sees this that would like more information, definitely reach out to one of them because, guys, we're making a difference in people's lives. That's what this is about. Over and above the money's there, but just the way we're changing people's lives, the impact we're having, that's the part that excites me the most. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. So, Jatasha, thank you for having me on here. I really do have to run, but I'm glad we got to do this. And hey, I'm feeling pretty good. I got through my first live.
Yay! Congratulations. You're welcome. Thank you so much. Congratulations. We love you. Much success to you. We're praying for you and your family and this company. And we'll see you on June 1st here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Woo!
Yes, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks again. And guys, you all have a great rest of the day. And appreciate you all a bunch for just tuning in and listening to what we had to say. So, Jatasha, I will talk to you later.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh my goodness, what a treat. What a treat that we got to hear from a phenomenal man of God. As you just heard, you heard the plan, you heard the blueprint. That is it. That is what we have been sharing for the past 18 months. And so we invite you all to go ahead and try it out for yourself. You cannot lose, but you have everything to gain. Get back with the person that invited you that's watching this, so that who invited you to watch this, so you can let them know that you're ready to get these services. You're ready to get started. You're ready to get going. Or you might be not only ready to get going, but you want to lock arms with us on this mission, on this movement. You heard him say we have 150 million at minimum families that we're going to serve. These are W-2 earners. We haven't even gotten to other areas of people who are entrepreneurs that may be pastors that are in churches, realtors, so many different professionals who are not W-2 earners, but they are in some sort of business, or they're in a business where they service and connect people. I'm telling you, this program is what all of us, every last one of us, have been looking for. So again, get back to the person that invited you. Let them know you're ready to get your services started, or if you're ready to lock arms and join this movement, and we'll be happy to walk you through all the steps, give you the actual blueprint that Mr. Brian House has given us, and we'll see everyone over the top, because as we all know, the bottom is way too crowded. Thank you all for tuning in. God bless you all. We love you. Have a great day. Bye-bye. You know what? Before I hang up, I'm going to go through the comments, because I love going through these comments and saying hello and acknowledging you all. You took the time out of your day to get on this live. We're going to do the same and say at least hello to you. So we see Justin, Kelly Joe, which is Mr. Brian House's wife. Cass, hey, Jonathan, Neil out of Whiteville, North Carolina. My business partner, mentor, and coach, Mr. Jonathan H. Seigler. Real estate investor, 7-figure earner, international business coach, phenomenal man of God. I'm so grateful that he introduced Fred and I to this program. Let's see, Linda. Hey, Linda. Brittany. Okay, Gwendolyn. Hey, y'all. Linda again. Reggie. What's going on? We got Ada. We got, that's my cousin's mom, my husband, my honey bun. Hey, Freddie. Sandra, hi, Sandra, out of Florida. Janetta. We got Derek right here in North Carolina. Can't wait to see you June 1st, Derek. We got Reginald. Hey, Reginald. Julian. We have Rashawn. Deshaun, May 21st is right around the corner. Can't wait, sis. Anita out of the Bronx, New York, my hometown. Hey, Anita. Sabrina. Hey, Sabrina out of Florida. Justin. Anissa. We got Pastor KB out of Baltimore, Maryland. We got Sean Wallace out of Colorado. What's going on, brother? Leon Copeland. Andrea right here in North Carolina. Hi, Andrea. My brother, Mr. Jeff Trills out of Georgia. What's going on? Tony Barfield. Hey, we got John Williams. Hey, John out of New York, my other hometown, upstate New York. We have, let's see, Tony says, okay, he's tagging someone. Darlene, one of our newest financial directors that joined us. Hey, Darlene, get ready, girl. Julia. We got Shannon out of California. We're going to be on your live on tonight. Can't wait to see you. Michelle right here in our backyard. Hey, Michelle. We got Janine, my sister's auntie out of New York. We got... okay, we just see some comments. Yes, learning the secrets of the wealthy. That's exactly what this is. Janetta, hey. Andrea, how you doing? Right here in our backyard, phenomenal author. Thank you. Orville out of upstate New York. Hey, Orville, I sent you a message. Check your inbox. All right, we got Priya. Priya, check your inbox. I sent you a message. Let's see, we have Angeline. Hey, Angeline, one of our awesome directors on the team. Donna, check your inbox. Your realtor girlfriend. I'm trying to tell you. Cass. All right. Quinn. Hey, Quinn. One of my amazing clients is doing some phenomenal things right now in her industry of entertainment and just doing it big. I'm so proud of you. All right, let's see. Shannon, let's see. Thanks, Mr. House. Phenomenal interview. Justin, Naja. Hey, Naja. Must be the money. Hey, girl, out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Toby, what's going on, New Orleans? My brother, Toby. Let's see. Who else we have on here? Sharika, check your inbox. I inboxed you. I'm telling you, we're trying to tell y'all, listen, don't get left. And then don't start saying, oh, I wish there was something. We're trying to tell you this is something. All right, Daryl. Hey, Daryl's my brother out of Kylene, Texas. We got Alicia. Hey, Alicia out of upstate New York on her way to have her baby in a few more months. Another little financial director baby coming into MWR. Let's see. Zavre. Oh, there goes my brother out of Gainesville. Realtor. Him and Carmen are doing some things down in Gainesville. Hey, Shannon. I see you. Gwen. All right. I think that's everyone. Thank y'all again for tuning in. Get back with the person that invited you. I'm trying to tell you, we're not trying to leave anyone behind, but you do have to participate in your own rescue. All right. Love you all. Have a phenomenal day, and we'll see you again. What's going on? What's today? Wednesday. We'll see you tonight at 9 p.m. Go back to whoever invited you to this live. Go to their Facebook Live. There's going to be a phenomenal, detailed webinar conference that is held by our business partner, phenomenal 7-figure earner, Mr. Terrence Hawkins out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He and his wife own a tax practice. He's an enrolled agent, so he works alongside of the IRS. Everything that Mr. Brighthouse went over today, you will now be able to see it in a webinar setup. You're going to see the tax forms that we're talking about. You'll be able to see it for those visual people. I'm a visual person. I like to hear it, but I also like to see it. So you'll be able to see it also tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So go back to, you come back here on my Facebook Live. I'll be sharing it. Or you can go to the person who invited you and they'll share it on their live and you'll be able to see all the details. All right. Have a good day. Love you guys. Bye-bye.